Hello, welcome to another Warhammer Sunday. Now, I need you to let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet, because I've had a right nightmare today getting the audio set up. So if I'm too quiet or I'm too loud, let me know. Hey everyone, welcome to Warhammer Sunday. Welcome to one and all. For those who don't know what this is, during the week I do my normal stuff, and at the weekends I work on my Warhammer army, the unending forces of the Holy Contrivance. Osric 9000 says loud. Is that just Osric being Osric, or is it I'm actually a bit loud? Let me know. Not that I doubt you, Osric, but yeah, I know what you guys are like. Yes, so I work on my Warhammer army at the weekends, and on a Sunday I just like to, Gaz Vickers says, shouty McLeodface. I just don't know whether to take you guys seriously now. It's kind of like I've shot myself in the foot. Yeah, I never know whether I'm going too loud, too quiet, and then I ask you a question. I am a little loud. Let me turn myself down a bit, hang on. Is that any better? Is that much more palatable? Is that any better for you? Talking normally, volume test. How is it now? Talking. I'll keep going until you tell me it sounds good. I need your ears on this. Sounds fine, says Chris Smith. Gaz Vickers, too quiet. Duh. Sieg Xeon, says Rinks. Can't hear you, says Gross. Chris, just shut up. Ah, good now. All good now, says Chris. Right, there we go. Right, okay. Right, yes, I've had a right nightmare today. Right, anyway, yes. Welcome to Warhammer Sunday, where I work on my army. I usually do my Warhammer stuff at the weekend. And then on a Sunday, I'll just sort of be sitting around painting. So I do this live stream so you can just hang out in the chat with each other and have a good time. And I'll answer some questions and do some sticker giveaways and stuff. If you've not watched one of these before, and I know we've got some new people in the chat today, I'll just try and basically do some work on my army, on some of my Warhammer models, and probably not do much because I'll be too busy hanging out with you guys in the chat. So I will be here. I need you to ask me questions and have, do interesting things in the chat, so it gives me something to talk about. I've put the chat here so I can try and see it while I'm working. But it's if you've not been to one of these before, I'll get all this spiel out the way. It's dead simple. If you can see the chat here on the screen, but you don't know how to actually join in the chat because you've not got a chat window, you need to watch this on the YouTube. So just click on the little YouTube icon that's down here somewhere in the bottom right hand corner. That'll take you to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat. And it's good too because you can ask questions. I'll be giving stickers away and stuff later on. So it's always good to join in. If you'd like to ask me a question, please do. Just pop it in chat, put it in big fat capital letters so I can't possibly miss it. Or you can use the super chat, which is the little $sign at the bottom of the chat window. That makes a little noise and puts it in a coloured box, so I just can't miss your comment at all. I probably will miss your comments though. So if you've asked a question and I haven't answered, give it a little while and then ask it again, because I'll look up at the chat occasionally. Now, as always, we'll be doing some sticker giveaways later on. I'll be trying to work on my models. And yes, this week, yes, back by popular demand, because it will do it every other week, it's the Wheel of Giveaways. Yes, the Wheel of Giveaways. I should play the music. Let me just do the music now, make sure it's queued up. Yeah, that was a bit of a delay, wasn't it? 1 second. Clearing of the throat. Takes a second for the music to spool up, which means I get an embarrassing gap. So we're going to be doing the Wheel of Giveaways again. If you remember last week, I said we are going to keep doing it. We're just going to do it every other week because it's getting too expensive for me to send out prizes every week. It's getting a bit ridiculous. So we're on to most of the big prizes now, so I'm doing it every other week. This week it is a week to a winner to find out what we're going to be giving away, so stay tuned for that later on. As always, we're doing the stream boss battle, which is this thing up here, this coloured bar. Aviad Madar is the current stream boss because he beat me from top spot. And his health has gone down from 100,000 to 81,074. The idea of the stream boss battle is that by doing super chats, tips, or subscribing, you can knock his health down, and whoever gets his health to 0 will win 200 to 300 quid's worth or more of Warhammer goodness, kits of whatever they want. Basically, they'll get a budget of 200 or 300 quid, and they can. I will order for them whatever they want from the Warhammer store, and it'll get shipped to them free of charge. And basically what you can do is you can, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to this channel. That will take a little bit of Aviad's health off and get him down a little bit. If you are already subscribed, you can do a super chat, which is again the little $sign at the bottom of the chat window. That just pops it up in colour so I can see your comment, but also takes a bit of Aviad's health off. And last of all, if you want to, you can put a tip through to the tip jar, which is streamlabs.com/model making guru, and every tip will also take some of Aviad's health off. And the bigger your tip, or the bigger your super chat donation, will take more of his health off, and all the money that goes through the tips and super chats goes towards the prize fund. And if you win the prize fund, and you tell me what you want and I order it and you get it free of charge. Ka-ching. Now, it's been going for a few weeks with Aviad, so it takes a while. It's not a fast thing. But do join in, get your tips and your subscriptions and your super chats going, and we'll get his health down to 0. Now, just to make you aware, he can actually boost his health back again by doing a tip or a super chat. If he wants to, he can put health back onto himself, so he can mess with you that way. So there you go. So that's what the show's going to be. Let's have a look and see who is in chat. Just a little bit of housekeeping news, so you know. I am actually doing also tonight at 9 PM this evening. I'm doing a premiere. I've not tried one of these before. It's a new thing on YouTube that they've made available to some YouTubers. It's a premiere where it's a pre-recorded video, like one of my normal videos, but it's actually premiered and has live chat when it shows for the first time it shows. So it's going to be 9 PM tonight. It's the next instalment in the Warhammer Conquest video series. I've got issues 4, 5 and 6 to do. So it's the next episode. It's a normal pre-recorded video, but there'll be a live chat, and I'll be joining you in the live chat to hang out and watch all your gutting criticisms as they tell me I'm terrible while we watch. So it's just like all gathering around for a bit of a telly session. So that's 9 PM tonight on this very channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and click the little icon, the little bell icon, and it'll keep you updated as to when that goes live. And that's 9 PM tonight. And I apologise to Chris at Gross Models, who I forgot was doing a live stream tonight, and that'll be right in the middle of his live stream, so oops, sorry about that. Right, let's have a quick look at chat and see who's in. Of course, as in every Warhammer Sunday, I have my enormous beverage, coffee beverage. Now, I know we've got some new people in today because I saw them. George Gabriel is in. Welcome, George. He was in about 2 o'clock, so he's here for an hour. Rinks Near is in. Chris from Gross Models is one of your mods. Welcome, Chris. Faisal is in as well. Hello, he says. Hello, welcome. William Raybaum, good morning. Dad is in. Mike Mountain. Dad is also one of your mods today. Everybody calls Mike Mountain Dad, so just call him Dad. He likes it when nobody calls him Dad. Mike is everybody's dad. Bilge Rat Models. Hi, guys. Welcome, Bilge Rat. Have you been on here before? I don't think you've been on one of these before, have you? Andy McLeish, great googly moogly, says Andy McLeish. Welcome, Andy. Rusting Customs is in. Welcome, dude. Gaz Vickers, obviously, because he was spoken to me earlier on. Welcome, Gaz. James Lorimore, welcome, welcome. I thought I was late. Yeah, Chris will explain this to you. I always get confused with GMT and BST, and I forgot the clocks changed last night, so it's now GMT, not BST. So yeah, and the clocks changed, so it's all gone wrong. Coffee pot must be broken at Fox Studios this morning. Never. Let's have a look who we got in. Let's have a look. I've seen some other people. Pascal Leaverse is in. Hi, he says. Welcome, Pascal. Mickle Pickle is in. Let's have a quick squeeze through. Toon World UYT is in. Hey guys, I'm new here. Welcome, Toon World. I've seen a couple of comments from you. You're a Gumpler builder and a new Gumpler builder at that. You got a couple of new builds on the go. He's new to Gumpler, and this channel helped me a lot, he says. Thank you very much. I'm glad it helped. Jamie Bones says he had a Fox moment and stabbed himself yesterday. For those who don't know me, I'm kind of known as Captain Stabberty because I have a relationship with my knife. It likes to bury itself in my fingers and thumbs, and I seem to enable it to do that for some reason. So he's now Corporal Stabberty. Where are we? He doesn't really mean BST, says. Yeah, I get BST and GMT. I didn't even know BST was a thing till last year. I'm just like, I always put GMT. Where are we? Who else is in? Osric 9000 is in. It's loud. And McLeish keeps saying Sigzion. Jigzion. Faisal says Sigzion. That's better. Everybody's talking about the volume. Mine was loud, but I had my volume on 100% and I had my headphones on. All good now, though, says Mickle Pickle. So it's your fault for having the volume way up. There you go. Now, just so you know, Toon World, this is my Warhammer thing at the weekend. So there's no Gumpler going on here. But just for you, I'll tease you something. I'll tease you. A little bit of leg. Where? Look at that. Yeah. A little bit of a teaser for you. Where are we? Hey Fox, do you have a Sinanju? Says James Lorimore. I have a Sinanju Stein, which is a brilliant kit. Somebody asked whether they get a Sinanju Stein. Yes, get it. It's fantastic. And I have a Master Grade Sinanju to build at some point, which was sent to me by Damir Kahonjik a while ago. I've got to build that. So I've got both. I've got the Sinanju Master Grade, the car, but I've not built that yet. And the Sinanju Stein, which is brilliant. Although I made a mess of the chipping on it, so it looks a bit pants. Who else is in? Jamie Bone. Oh, I said Jamie Bone, haven't I? Candygram for Mongo. Oh, Candygram for Mongo. Candygram for Mongo. Yes. Nobody ever gets that when I say that. Now, there's at least one person, one of my followers, will get that when I say Candygram for Mongo. Good name. First post patron, love this channel. Welcome, dude. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for your patronage. Let's have a look. He's been promoted. James Lorimore. Okay, I think I've caught up. If I've missed anybody in the chat, I do apologise. I'll catch you up anyway. And there's a few people in there. But like as I've always said, with these chats, it's your chat. This is your your show. I'm just here painting some shizzle. You guys hang out in the chat and have a good time. I'll pop in and I'll keep reading and questions. So send me questions. Give me questions on there. Don't forget, of course, when we do the sticker giveaways later on, if you want to send me a question and answer to use in the sticker giveaways, because I ask a question, whoever gets the answer first wins a sticker. If you want to send me an email with the question and answer in there, I'll send you a sticker if I use it. Just remember, I need the question, I need the answer, and I need your name and address. You know, I'm looking at, you know who I'm looking at. Andy McLeish, you know I'm looking at you. So your name, address, and the question and answer, and if I use it, I'll send you a sticker anyway. And that's just to fox@modelmakingguru.com, which is my email address there. fox@modelmakingguru.com. And if you can't access the chat, you can send me an email anyway. I'll have a read in there. And I think I've got, let's just see if we've got any questions so far, if I can wake my keyboard up. Let's have a look. Have we got any questions yet? We have no questions yet so far. No questions yet. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, feel free, you don't have to. I say I'll make up some questions out my own brain if I need to. It's not a problem. But if you'd like a free sticker, if you don't want a sticker, just put in the mail that you don't want a sticker, because you already got one, you don't need another one. You can have more than one if you want, but if you don't want one, just let me know and I won't send you one. If you don't give me name and address, I won't send you a sticker. Right, I like Blazing Saddles. It was a really good movie. It's a classic. Right, Nimcinder's had his building work done. He says now he just has to clean the place up and put his models back up. Yes. Question, why is a Gunpla not a Transformer Fox? Says Jamie Bone. Because they're two totally different franchises. Transformer is a robot that transforms. A Gunpla is a vehicle with a pilot in it, and it's a completely different franchise. Also, Transformers are rubbish. Gunpla and Gundam is not, so there you go. Yeah. I've now made half the audience angry. Let's have a look. It's like saying, why is a truck not a car? Kind of, really. Now, somebody, Andy McLeish says, Stabbity, boing. Yes, there's a noise on this channel, and it's just for Andy. Boing. He nearly went in my coffee. Nearly. I can't believe that I did that first time as well. That's quite impressive. Let's have a look. Now, somebody did mention... Somebody did mention... James Lorimore went to a Harry Potter thing at Barnes & Noble last night. Ran into a Voltron kit, Sinanju and Sinanju. A Voltron kit, Sinanju and Sinanju kit. I think you got a bit carried away with the typing there. Voltron kit and a Sinanju kit. I have no knowledge of Voltron at all. I know it's an animated series. I have no knowledge of it. But yeah, Sinanju's a good kit, dude. There was a comment somewhere I missed. Oh well, never mind. It's gone now. Can't go back. Can't go back, to quote Airplane. Dave is in, Dave Barker. Afternoon chap, sorry I'm late. Was playing Age of Sigmar with the boys. Tommy got fed up at the end of turn 3. Geronimo beat me by killing my general at the end of turn 5. Revenge shall be mine. Yeah, it's because you're playing Age of Sigmar, dude. If you're playing Warhammer 40k with the proper Space Marines, Tommy wouldn't get bored. Yeah, I bet he would. Question, says George Gabriel, why is the Sazar Beast, or the Sazar Beast we like to call it, the Sazar Beast, the best mobile suit ever? Because huge. Because huge. The Sazar Beast is massive. It's massive, and it's got all the parts, and it's just a big fat boy, basically. And a BOI, boy. Just a big round boy. And I'll let you know once I built it, because when I built it, I'll either love it or hate it. Usually one of the two will happen. Right, so what are we going to be doing today? Well, I don't really know. I've got lots of things to do on this. I just don't know what I'm going to do on the live stream. I need to get some chipping done, but I'll wait till I've got some other bits painted. I've got to paint lots of details and things on here. So I guess we could start with painting little details on. I need to paint some of the metallic parts, like the rifles, some of the silvery parts. I'm going to paint the grill silver. I've got lots of gold trim. Somebody's sending me emails. Let me check what that was. There we go. We've got a question for a sticker later on from Chris at Gross Models. Thank you, Chris. I'll just take my phone out of its holder so I'm not having to check it every 5 minutes. Let's have a think. Faisal says, Master Grade Sazabi is the best. Real Grade Sazabi, not so great. I've heard some bad things about the Real Grade Sazabi, kind of fall aparty things. So what we're going to do, let's have a think. I could paint the metallic bits. I need to do that. I'm going to do the exhaust pipe here a kind of rusty colour. I've got to do lots of detail painting on the dash, but I'll do that off camera because that's when I need to do close-up work. So the difficulty is for me sometimes, because I'm getting old now, my imagination kind of falters a bit. So when I can paint according to guides to paint things certain colours, I just crack on with it and I have loads of ideas. When I've got to paint something out of my imagination, my brain kind of goes, whatever. It loses its imagination. JS Idaho is in. Hi, my fellow modelling compatriots. I hope everyone is having a good day. Yes, we are. Thank you very much. Well, I am anyway. Can't speak for everybody else. But how is everybody? Is everybody fine? What are you all working on? What is on your bench at the moment? Tell me. Smoo is in. Farts loudly. Afternoon all. Welcome, Smoo. The call of the wild Smoo. Let's do some lead belcher. Lead belcher. Where's my lead belcher? That's iron breaker. I can't find my lead belcher now. Where is it? There we go. Got some lead belcher on the go. Give it a jolly good shake. Oh, I know what I do need to do. I need to get out my painting mat because I like to keep my pristine, clean cutting mat pristine and clean if I can for the filming purposes. So it's time for crappy cutting mat, which is my painting mat, in which I've now lost the central point where the point of view is. Never mind. Yeah, so how is everybody? What are you all up to? What is the state of play? Faisal says he's playing Minecraft on his laptop. That's not a model. That's not some kind of model. Get out the brushes that we'll need. In case you've not seen one of these before, or you don't know what this is my wet palette. Because we're painting with Citadel paints, we're going to be using the wet palette. If you're not sure what a wet palette is, there is a video on my channel. If you go to my playlists, and there's a playlist called How To. There is a video on there called How to Make and Use and Knock the Camera. How to knock the camera, that's the video's name. How to make and use a wet palette. Now I think this might be a bit too watery on this wet palette, so this could go horribly wrong. Let's find out. Okay, right, so we're going to paint some shizzle. Let's paint some shizzle, shall we? What shizzle shall we paint? What do we have to do that's metallic? Let's start off by doing the little details. I'll have a look at what you're all working on in a moment. I shall check in on that. Okay, so we've got some details on the bolter, on the twin link bolter, or double bolter. I don't know if it's a twin linked bolter. So we'll do that first. This wet palette may be a bit too wet, I think. I very much fear. Yes, indeed, maybe a bit too wet there, Des. This is where I go quiet, so talk amongst yourselves. Because I'm doing the sticky out tongue thing now and everything. Do I really want to keep the... I'm worried about them being grey. I'm going to paint them black or some other colour. I don't know. What shall I... I'm just debating what colour to have the casing of the weapons, whether to keep it the grey colour, which means I've got to be careful painting, or just paint the whole thing and then do another. I'll just do another colour over the top. I might make it black or a darker colour just to make it stand out. And what I'm going to do is go for a bigger brush. This brush is not quite the right size. Put that over there, put that there. I shall use my monster brush. On camera? Yes. Is my hand in the way? Probably. Am I basically obscuring everything with my hand while I'm painting? Seems to be the way of things. I always end up with the camera in just the wrong place. So I'm just going to get some metallic colours on these. We'll worry about the detail painting later on. This is just a base colour now to get the gun basically metallic. We'll paint the casing and all the details later on. Right. Now I need to think about something to talk about, because I know a lot of you have this on in the background while you're doing other things, like, you know, making models or painting, playing Minecraft. So I shall ask you in chat, prompt me for something to talk about. Give me a conversation starter that I may talk incessantly for the next hour while I paint shizzle. The camera's in really the wrong place, isn't it, really? Yes, you can't see anything, can you? My hand is in the wrong place, my camera's in the wrong place. If I'm going to paint there, I need to paint like this, really, don't I? So you can see. There. Not enough space. And just following on from conversations last week, no, I didn't win the lottery. Sadly. Which is why I'm still here. Yeah. Because if I won millions on the lottery, I'll tell you now, I wouldn't be doing this show right now. I wouldn't give up. I'd just have a bit of time off. Maybe some of you guys won the lottery. Did you win the lottery? That would be cool. Of course, you probably shouldn't tell us. It's probably a bad idea to actually, you know, admit that live on the internet. Okay, so that's a simple base coat of lead belcher on there, on that bolt gun. Twin bolter. Is it twin linked? I can't remember if it's twin linked or not. It's twin bolter anyway. So that is that. Let that dry for a bit. Now I have painted over like the casing and other details on there, but that's fine because I'll get those colours again later. I'm just getting the base metallic colour down for now, for the moment. Put that upside down. If I was an animal, what would I be? I don't know. What eats a lot? It's a bit stupid. I'd be a wood pigeon, wouldn't I? I'd be a wood pigeon because I'm dumb and I eat everything. George Gabriel says prompt. Thank you very much. What you're working on? Smooth says, are you doing black and white pre-shading method on that one, Fox? On this? No. No. This was just prime it black, paint it grey, and then do the brush post-shading afterwards, instead of doing airbrushy stuff. No airbrush on this. I don't think I did it. No, I didn't do airbrush. Rinks Near is building a Chimaris Trooper, and I have to say, whenever I read the phrase Chimaris Trooper, I always hear it in what's his name? In Todd's voice. Chimaris Trooper! I can't hear it in anything other than Todd from Warhammer TV. Todd from Gunpla TV's voice. Chimaris Trooper! I can't hear it in anything but that. James Lorimer is still working on his diorama, but he's got a Gundam Lightning, Gundam X and 2 Leos. Cool. Ryzen has got to snap the Real Grey Gundam Mark II since it showed up yesterday. You probably should do that. Limcindering can't get to the bench yet. He needs to clean, plus he has to go to work for a meeting. We're getting a whole crap ton of new pastries. Ooh, I'm interested now. Smoo doing electricery. He's electricating his... are you making a massive truck, Smoo? Is that what you're doing? I think Smoo's making a truck the size of a house. And I'm assuming that's what you're putting electrics in. Wayne Hayward is starting the detail on his Space Marines. Rusting Customs is doing an Otaki 148th and Nakajima Ki-84 Hayate with all the chipping. Cool. Yes, I pronounced all that from a distance without my headset on as well, without my glasses on. Grace Models might move downstairs and play some Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I got that. Oh, we'll talk about that in a bit. Wayne Hayward says, jealous, I need to finish other games before Red Dead Redemption 2. Dave is about to paint some more blooming Poxwalkers. Yeah, I've just assembled some together for the can't get my words out, Warhammer Conquest video yesterday. Yeah, and we're gonna have more of those. There's gonna, if you're doing the Warhammer Conquest thing, do be aware there's gonna be a lot of duplicate sprues. Like you're gonna get issue 6, you get the same 3 Plague Marines that you got in issue 2. I think it's issue 6 or 5. You're gonna get a lot of duplicated pieces and sprues because that's just how it works. Like, you know, you get your Poxwalkers, you're probably going to build the same Poxwalkers like 3 times. Jamie Bones, Space Marine Rhino, builds rep model, says YouTube channel. James Laura went and visited his mom after a year yesterday, and yes, she did get the motherly tearfulness. Jolly good. Evil Monkey 1979 just got home from Warhammer World and went for 2 brushes. It didn't go well. Yes, which means he didn't buy just 2 brushes. Let's just be honest. I wish I lived near to Warhammer World. I wish I didn't, but I wish I did. I mean, I don't. It's like a good several hours drive away, but imagine if I lived near Warhammer World. Paul DiTomaso is in. Hey everybody, watching the stream here from work. Cool, you have a cool boss, obviously, if he lets you watch, or unless he doesn't know. Thermonuclear Bobbington's in. Well, hello all, he says, welcome. Osric 9000 has just eaten a whole bag of wine gums. Ew, that's not meat or chocolate. Who makes better kits, Games Workshop or Bandai, says George Gabriel. Now there's a question. There's a question. The subject of the kits, I won't answer that one because that's too subjective. You can't really compare Warhammer and tabletop gaming with Gunpla. It's 2 different things as apples and oranges. So you can't really, subject wise, they're 2 different. There's nothing to compare. Quality wise, I don't know. See, if it was just for, you know, the quality, you really can't see this, can you, with my hand there? Can I move this camera over the top? Hang on. Can I move this at all? Moving. Right, you can be able to see, you can see better. Right, you can see better now. Let me just make sure you're in focus. Yeah, quality-wise, that's a tricky one because a horse is a horse, of course, but because it's tricky for the reason that in terms of push-fit kits, Games Workshop suck and Bandai are the masters. In terms of glue-together kits, Games Workshop have pretty much got it sewn up. Games Workshop kind of make, what I would say, better glue-together kits than pretty much most other manufacturers. Because they've got incredible detail and sculpting going on. But they've also got just these beautifully simple to build, no hassle whatsoever kits. There's, you know, very rarely you get issues with these. Some of the older kits you might get some fit issues and stuff, but that's because they're older kits. But it's very rare. So I don't really know. I've not built any Bandai glue kits. I've not done any of the UCS hardgraph kits, so I don't really know which would be... Oh, missed a bit there. I'll touch that in later. Which would be better or worse. So I don't really know. I think GW could learn some things from Bandai. And I think Bandai could definitely learn some stuff from GW. So I think they're kind of... I would say they're the 2 best model manufacturers out there. But they do operate in different genres, so it's not really... You can't really compare what they do. But GW kits just beat the pants off everybody's. I've often said, and I said this to my local manager, I've said if GW decided, alongside doing all the Warhammer stuff, if they decided to start making model kits of real stuff like, you know, tanks and planes and real life things, or even just other sci-fi stuff, just for the sake of making a model, not to be played on a tabletop, they would absolutely cream the competition. I mean, imagine if GW started doing, say, Star Trek kits, because nobody's ever done good Star Trek ships. Imagine if GW said, right, we've got the license now, we're going to make loads of Star Trek ships. That would be incredible. They would be the best Star Trek vessels you'd ever seen in your entire life. You would have never seen anything like it before. Or imagine they started making like World War II stuff. World War II vehicles. In terms of, you know, they wouldn't be, I don't think they do like super complex trumpeter style 3,000 parts and lots of photo etch. But they'd be nice simple builds, but by God they'd be detailed and they'd be fun to paint and fun to build. I think that's what they've got cornered, is they keep things as basic as possible. And I can tell that Mama Fox is not watching this stream right now, because I can hear cheesy music coming out of her iPad, which means she's watching some video on YouTube about puppies or disabled children or something. It's that kind of cheesy feel-good music, piano and guitar, which usually accompanies some kind of video about such a subject. So she's watching feel-good stuff on YouTube. I don't know. Don't know, you don't even get the loyalty of your family. What can you do? Right, so we're going to have that there. I'm going to do... Now this looks nice and clean right now, but trust me, these won't stay clean at all. These will get muckied up well happily later on. I'm going to get these hinges painted in, but they will get grubbed up later on. It's just a base coat for the moment, so it might look a little weird with these like nice clean shiny silver bits. Let me know, by the way, because I'm not really looking at, I'm not monitoring the stream. Is everything okay? Can you see everything? I'm not blocking everything out with my entire head or my hands all the time now I've moved the camera. It's quite challenging. I made the terrible mistake of being right-handed and putting the camera on the right-hand side. It's a good move, that. But there's nowhere else I can put the camera, sadly. Right, the cheesy music downstairs has stopped. Don't know what she's watching now. She'll be watching some feel-good nonsense, I suspect. Hee. Oh, look at that, got a bit of paint on there. Never mind, we'll clean that up later. Okay, so that's probably about all I want to do. Oh, I missed off an entire handle piece there. I'm a handle piece. You're a handle piece. Yes, I mean, if GW started doing non-tabletop models of stuff, wow, they would be like... That would be incredible. It'd be the same thing if Bandai started to do push-fit real-world stuff. Like, imagine if Bandai started bringing their push-fit technology to, like, real-world armour vehicles or planes and things. It would be incredible. Get a bit of paint on there. Right, I think that's going to do for what I need to be silver on here for now. There are some lenses on there. Now I can either do those silver for later on, or I can do them white, but I think I'll leave them for now and I'll catch those later on, because I want them to stay particularly bright. Oh no, here comes the feel-good music from downstairs again. Yeah, I don't know what she's watching now, but it's typical piano and guitar kind of feel-good music for videos. Right, let's have a look at chat. I found the Stormcasters are a terrible push fit, but the Night Haunt are great push fit, says Dame Barker. Yeah, I did a couple of the Stormcast Eternals from the big box set, and they were like, wow, that's a big seam line down the shoulder, down the pauldron. So when it comes to push fit, GW, they've just not got the experience that Bandai have got, basically. They don't hold a candle to Bandai. Excuse me. Where are we? Gaz Vickers is cooking stuffed pork. Oh, food. I'm hungry again instantly. Chris Smith is building in Minecraft. British Battlegrounds says, yee! Hey, welcome, British Battlegrounds. Smooth says, yes, he's doing his 1/16 scale Peterbilt truck, a bit of a dog of a kit, but getting there. Yeah, but it's massive, so there's a lot of potential for... I suppose with a kit that big, if things kind of go a bit wrong, if stuff doesn't quite fit, I would guess it's probably a lot more fun or easy to fix things up because you've got a lot more space to work with. I could be wrong, I would guess. Let's have a look. Dave Barker says he needs to... Oh, comment moved. He needs to start working on his YouTube channel again. It's been too long. Can you recommend a good Warhammer kit, first kit that isn't super expensive? I really want to get into it, says Joe Bowditch. Yep, you want to try something like one of the best value for money kits that you can get is a land speeder. And it's only... I'll show you. Hang on. I will show you. This is where it falls off the stand, because it always does. The land speeder is a brilliant kit because it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 6 dudes in it. It's got tons of detail to paint, so you can get used to brush painting details and doing all the decals and stuff. It's got 6 dudes, which will keep you painting for days, and it's like 20 quid. It's super cheap. It's one of the cheapest. It's one of the biggest bargain kits they've got. It's just not expensive at all. It's a little bit of a fiddly build, but it is good fun. Gluing the guys in once you've painted them can be a pain in the bum. You've got to kind of use PVA glue. You don't want to mess your paint job up. But yeah, no, it's a beautiful little kit. Tons of details, packed with detail. Great fun. Dead simple build. And it's 20 quid. It's not one of the biggest ones. Let's put that back in there. It's not the biggest kit you can get. But instead of, you know, one of the biggest kits might be something like an Imperial Knight, but they're 80 or 90 quid, and that's a lot of money to spend if you're not sure. So I'd say the Land Speeder. It's super cheap. And you can get things like rhinos and stuff, but they're just basically boxes and they're a bit more expensive. For that, you're getting 6 guys. Keep in mind that a squad of 5 Space Marines is like 20 quid. So you're getting a squad of 5 dudes in that, plus the vehicle. 20 quid, I'd snap one up. Nope, you're fine though. My huge coffee mug is taking up most of my vision when I take a drink. Picture it in the Boom Hut Discord, says Nim. I shall have a look later. The Land Speeder with the 5 dudes, far less than £19, is a great Warhammer kit, Joe, says Dave Barker. I knew he'd say that. Try a Rhino. It's 20 quid for an APC. Yeah, I mean, a Rhino is the same kind of price, but it's just that box. You may as well get yourself the Land Speeder, and you get 6 dudes as well. So you get practice painting the figures then. Something to be said about a traditional glue together kits though, and great Games Workshop, not a patch on Meng, for example. It depends what you're comparing, because I mean if Games Workshop made, I mean Meng obviously, yeah, Meng are some of the best, but they're kind of your more intricate 5,000 part kits. Really, Games Workshop, if Games Workshop made traditional glue together kits like armor and tanks and stuff, you can guarantee they'd just be like dead simple builds. They wouldn't be super complex. So that's why I said, you know, it wouldn't really be worth comparing them. They wouldn't hold a candle to people like Meng and stuff, because they would just be simple builds. But they'd certainly give, you know, people like Tamir and stuff a run for their money. I shall do this vent here in metallic. But yeah, they'd certainly get more people into the hobby if they suddenly started building non-Warhammer stuff. Because they suddenly attract all the armour builders, or depending on what, you know, it could be armour, it could be sci-fi kits, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be armour, of course, it could be planes. But it's more just a case of, I think, I've had so much fun with Games Workshop kits. Whereas with a lot of other models, you know, manufacturers, fun isn't really something that comes into it. Which sounds really weird, but like even things like my Space 1999 Eagle Transporter, which I adored building, it wasn't fun building it. It was interesting and enjoyable, but it wasn't silly fun times. It was just more a pleasant, enjoyable build. Whereas Games Workshop stuff, it's just fun. I'm actually being shouted by my neighbour because he likes to shout across when they've got stuff for me. Unfortunately, I can't answer it right now because I'm doing this. And I suspect he's shouting across to say, give me one sec, I'm just going to tell Mum to go and see him. Hang on. Sorry about that. I just had to ask Mum to go and see what the neighbour was after. They're a nice couple next door. He sometimes shouts across when his missus makes far too much Sunday lunch. And he'll shout over and I'll walk across and there'll be like some massive bowl of like Sunday roast or something. So sorry about that, but I just had to shout Mum to say, can you go and see what he's after? So what was I talking about? I've got no idea. I've lost my thread completely. I should go back into chat and see. Doodle-doo-doo-doodle-doo. Right, so I'll just put a little bit of metal on there. Just gives it a little bit of an accent on there. Now, obviously, this is going to be weather. I'm going to weather the heck out of this thing, so it's not really such a big thing. It's nice and shiny now. It doesn't really matter. I'll give this a coat of silver. Because once it's all dirty and got weathering on it and stuff, it'll all look fantastic. And so let's get some paint on there. I really can't remember what the hell I was talking about before I had to go and shout Mum then. Right, so that's that on there. I don't want to paint the acrylics because they're going to be gold, because of course they're going to be gold. There's no point in having bling on your vehicle if you're not going to have gold bling. We'll paint the buckles on these straps. Not painted the straps yet. If you're wondering how I made these straps, it's just a strip of plastic card. Simple as that. With a little square plastic card for a buckle. Doesn't really matter, it's not super detailed, it's just a little tiny square. And then a little bit extra strip there, bent up a little bit just to look like a leather strap. Maybe you can, I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little bit sticking up on top. Just suggest it's where the strap is sticking up. What else can I paint on there that would be metallic? Nothing else at this point. Got the rifles to do, so I'll give them a quick coat. Well, but first I'll go back in the chat and see what the rest of the chat was saying. We're still here for Fox even if Mum isn't, says Chris. Yeah. Let's have a look. Oh, we're talking about Games Workshop and Shizzle. Bandai has the big tank and core fighter, which looks good. Rinks says, yeah, they do the big main battle tank, Gunpla main battle tank with 2 barrels. It's supposed to be a very, very good kit. Very, very good kit. And it is a glue kit. It's not fully glue kit. It's like pushed together, but there are some bits you need to glue. Ooh, look, big coffee. Joe Bowditch says, I'm worried about all the detail. I'm used to Gundams and stuff. I have massive sausage fingers. For Warhammer kits. Don't worry about it. The thing about all the detail on these kits is they are made to be brush painted. They are designed specifically to be brush painted. So all the details are kind of exaggerated. So what you'll probably find, and I was amazed because I sucked at brush painting until I started doing Warhammer. What you'll find is that if you just make sure you've got yourself some good brushes, like these army painter ones, they're actually a dawdle to paint because the details are so pronounced that it actually makes it easier to paint and get nice crisp lines. And there's also tricks you can do. You know, watch any of my stuff, tricks you can do when you're painting edges like that. If you're a bit wobbly on the edge, it doesn't matter because you'll put a shade over it or a wash later on that will cover all those errors. So don't worry about it too much. It's a good practice. If you just want to see if you can do it, that land speed is just 20 quid. It's well worth it. Another great kit is the new Primaris Dreadnought at £25, but if you're into Gundam, you will love Dreadnoughts, says Dave Barker. Yeah, that's quite a good kit. Might be a good one. Ascension Industries says, at work, I can't hang out, but just want to say, hey, welcome Ascension Industries. Smooth says, it depends if you're an assembler or a builder, I suppose. True. I mean, I actually find the building process totally boring, and my interest is in the painting and weathering. So I find building a model utterly anathema to me. It just bores me rigid. I have no interest in the physical building process. So the fact that these go together like a dream, there you go, built. Works for me. Just sounds like good neighbours, Fox. Sunday roast, says JS. Yeah, they are the lovely couple next door. But yeah, because the new Mama Fox wasn't well. It was like he shouts over the fence because they used to knock on because we got facing back doors, but they've bricked the back door in now. It's long gone round the side, so he's like, Fox, Fox, shouts over. I do the same, I shout him. But yeah, he just said, here's a Sunday roast dinner, like massive. Here's two massive plates with a Sunday roast dinner on because Sue made too much, which means she made enough for me and Mum as well. So there you go. Where are we up to? I love the Citadel paint, says Joe Bowditch, but they cost a lot in my shop. It's £2 to get the bus every time I have to go to City and £2 back. This is what the internet's for, dude. Just get them online. Either do it through the Games Workshop website, or just go to Amazon and buy them. You might find them a little cheaper if you buy them through a retailer who isn't Games Workshop. Get them online. Probably pay a lot less, or you might pay a lot less. What are we up to? Big question. Who is coming to Telford, says Dave Barker. I'm not. I won't be able to this year. Circumstances dictated now that it's probably best I don't take a day away from home or two. But no, if you're in the UK, are you going to the IPMS model show in Telford? Mike Mountain, Dad says he is. Dave says, I hope you are. I'm sleeping on your sofa. Adrian Levy says, hi all, and damn you Fox, just purchased a land speeder. Yeah, they're great little kits. They're not complicated to build. They are good fun. Everything just fits together. Rinks Near says, just a quick question for everyone. How do you avoid paint scrapes, especially on joint parts? This is a question for Gumpler, where you've got a lot. I'm going to put my wet palette in. I'll answer it while I'm painting. This is a Gumpler question. On some Gumpler, especially Strike Gundam and on Zaku on the back of the knees, you're painting joints, and in Gumpler you've got moving parts. So what he's saying is, when you're painting all these internal frames and stuff, how do you make sure that the paint doesn't scrape away every time you move something? Because if you don't know what Gumpler are, because a lot of you guys are here for the Warhammer, if you don't know what Gumpler are posable, multi-jointed, bipedal tanks, basically. But they are completely posable with many joints. The trick is to accept that there will be some paint scraping. I mean, the only thing you can really do is you can... There's a lot of dogs outside barking really loudly. There's a lot of dogs. It sounds like a whole dog pound. It's just distracting me. Make sure that your paint is as thin as possible. And by that I mean basically airbrush. You'll find that a lot of times just airbrushing actually negates a lot of the problems. I'm going to go over the leather bits here because I'll paint those later. You find a lot of times just airbrushing negates a lot of problems because the paint coat is thin. The thing with Bandai kits is they're engineered to very strict tolerances. So the clearance between two moving parts against each other is very slim. So you might find that just keeping your paint coats as thin as you possibly can is actually enough to allow the parts to still move and not scrape off. And the same goes to your primer. Don't slap your primer on really thick either. Now, if you can't airbrush, or if that doesn't make any difference, then the only real alternative is simply just to not move it, to not keep moving the parts left, right, and centre. Now, what I'm going to start doing, what I've started doing with the Strike Gundam that I'm doing, is I've started doing fixed pose Gumpler builds, and that just basically means I'm building it in such a way that it's glued together in a single pose and it won't move. There's still some bits that will move, like, I might have panels that open and stuff like that, but the actual internal frame, the skeleton of it, won't move. Because I find myself getting tied up in knots with my brain, trying to think, how the hell am I going to paint this? And all the paint's going to scrape off, and this is a nightmare, and I'm not enjoying it. It becomes like a boondoggle, when ultimately the simplest of simple solutions is just sacrifice the posability. Treat it like a normal model. You build it, you paint it, you put it on the shelf, it becomes a shelf queen, and that's it. It never gets moved. And I suddenly realised I'm building Gumpler that are never going to be posed or moved or repositioned. Once I've built them in a particular pose, they just stay in that pose. I don't need to worry about making sure all the parts can still move around and it can be posed in different setups. It doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant. Because if you're going to spend hours and hours and hours painting a Gunpla, you're not the kind of person that's then going to play with the Gunpla and start reposing it everywhere. If you look at some of the GBWC winners and things like that, and just any entries like that, they're not posable. They'll be fixed. They'll be glued into a particular pose. Because at that point, it doesn't actually matter. It's just a normal model kit. So when I've done the strike, and you'll see it as I'm doing it, I'm filming it. When I've done the strike, I've built the... Where's the frame? I'll show you the frame. Well, the frame's all in parts now, but I've built it so that the torso is built. And you've got both arms and both legs. The legs and arms are glued into a specific pose. They're not glued onto the torso. I can take them off. But the legs and arms are like bent in certain ways for a specific pose and glued in place. And then I just primed the whole thing, painted the whole thing. So I've got the whole arm, painted it, primed it, painted it, did all the things I needed to do to it. I didn't have to paint individual parts and put it all together and hope bits didn't scrape off. Didn't need to. It saved hours and hours and hours of painting individual parts and farting about by just simply building the arm as a complete unit, priming it, gluing it, priming it, and spraying it. Now the trick is, with Gunpla, a lot of the kits, the frames are actually made of ABS plastic, not polystyrene. And that means you can't use bog standard polystyrene cement like the Tamiya cement or anything like that. It won't work. It just won't work. It won't stick. There's no polystyrene in ABS, or very little. So what you have to do then is use either specific ABS glue. Tamiya do ABS glue. It's a blue top glue. Or you get some glue like Dad sent to me, like Plastic Magic, which is a glues any plastic together glue, which is very, very good. I'd recommend the Plastic Magic because it's very thin. It's thinner than Tamiya Extra Thin. And all you do is you get your arm, you build your arm or your leg or whatever you want to do. You get it, you put it all together, you get it in exactly the pose you want, and you double check before you glue anything that the pose is still allows you to put the armour on or things like that. And then you simply touch your thin ABS glue, like Plastic Magic, to the joints, and it glues them in place, locks them in place, welds it all together. 24 hours later you've got your arm or your leg or whatever in a fixed pose, ready for primer, ready for paint. And all those headaches about the paint scraping off have gone away because it's irrelevant. So yeah, just treat it like a normal model. Forget that it's posable, other than, you know, put it all together in a pose that you like and then leave it. The moment I realised that, the blindingly obvious thought, why am I worrying about this? I don't need to be able to pose it. The moment I worried about that, the enjoyment of building Gunpla went up 1,000-fold, because all that stress and tension went away. So consequently now, if I'm doing a commission build or a Patreon build, and somebody's saying, can you build me this Gunpla? I'm like, yes, however, it will be a fixed pose, so what pose do you want it to be in? And it just makes everything fun again. So yeah, glue your stuff together. Just make sure, and that will, you know, to get in the right pose. Make sure the pose works, make sure you can still get the armour on and off. Because what you don't want to do is glue your arm like that, and then realise you can't get the armour parts on, because then you're knackered. So do lots of dry tests and dry runs, to touch that paint up there, dry runs and test runs, just to make sure it all goes together, and then go ahead and get on with it. No more problems. I'm going to paint this bit silver here. This is a bit that no one will ever see unless I take the roof off. But you know what? I'm going to paint it anyway. I made a terrible mistake. When I made my Storm Wolf, I spent ages carefully, dutifully painting the interior crew area. You know, where all the Space Marines go when they're being dropped off. Painted it beautifully, lots of weathering, lots of detail, painted the engine and everything, and then glued it all together, and it was never to be seen again, because when the doors, even when the doors open at the front, you can't see anything. So I decided on this, what I'm going to do is paint the interior, again, dutifully, carefully, fully, make a good job of it, and then the roof is removable. So I can go, haha, look at my beautiful interior. Is that done? What's chat doing? Let's have a look. We're only going for 54 minutes. I worked for Games Workshop before they moved to Warhammer World, says Adrian Levy. I had, shall we say, a couple of figures. Yeah, I can imagine. What were you working? Let me get my words out. What were you working at Games Workshop as? Were you in the store or like in head office, or what were you doing? Tell us. I'd love to work for Games Workshop. Tony Blackwell says he's hoping to go to Telford. By the way, Adrian Levy, you've just become the coolest guy in the entire chat because you work for Games Workshop, or used to work for Games Workshop. Any tips on brush painting Gundams? Your video was really helpful. I need to get better, but any more tips? Not really than that's in the video. Just make sure you're using good paints that you can brush paint. So either, you know, Citadel paints are great, or Vallejo game colours and model airs are really nice. Make sure you use a wet palette. Your brushing will improve 1,000-fold just purely by using a wet palette. And just take your time. Just take your time. So the guide in that video is pretty much covers everything. I would say, whether you're going to use Citadel paints or not, get yourself the Citadel paint app. And I shall show you now why. Now I've shown it to lots of you before, but I'll show it to those who've never seen it before. There's many reasons you should get the Citadel paint app. First of all, it's free. So I'm going to get this, I'm going to pop this down, unplug that. I'm going to open the app first so I don't show you any super secret stuff like people's email addresses and things. So I hope you can see this now. Right. This is, and I'll have to lie it down, will that be better? This is the Citadel paint app. Let's put it back on its stand thing, hang on. This is the Citadel paint app. And I adore this Citadel paint app. First of all, it's free. Just go to the Apple Store. I think it's on Android as well, if you're one of those Android people with a nonsense Android phone. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you a penny. Just download it. I'll give you a quick whiz through. Not only does it have lots of guides, lots of video content for, like, you know, how to do these things. Lots of the videos that are on the Games Workshop channel anyway. There's lots of those. But it's also more useful for the colours. Now, it doesn't matter if you're using Citadel colours or not. If you are using Citadel colours, it's an absolute boon, because it tells you what colours to use. If you think, right, I need to paint something blue. Okay, I want to paint something blue. What kind of blue do I want? I quite fancy that brilliant blue. Okay, so you need a base coat of 1,000 Suns blue, you need a shade of Null Oil, then Aramen blue, and then Fenrisian Greys layers, and that's what it looks like. And you might think, oh, well, that's not quite the colour I want. Let's try Ice White. What does that look like? Oh, I like the look of that. That's Corax White with spray, then a glaze of Gulliman blue, and then an edge highlight of White Skull. So if you're using the GW paints, it takes a lot of thinking away for you. If you just want to quickly figure out a colour scheme, you don't have to follow the colours. You don't have to follow the base, layer, edge. But it's just a good thing. If I'm thinking I need to paint something light blue and I want to do it my own way with like a base coat and then some dry brushing and some other bits and bobs, at least it gives them some idea for the colours. And if you're not using Warhammer Games Workshop paints, it's still dead useful, because you might think, like I just said then, I'm using, say, Vallejo paints, I need to paint something navy blue, but what kind of colours do I need to get a good range of shades? Okay, well, I need colours like those. And I might think, well, that looks a bit like a particular Vallejo colour. That one looks like a game colour that I've got, and that one looks like a Vallejo whatever colour. So you can still use it just to give you an idea of different shades that make up a colour. It doesn't mean you have to use their techniques or their methods. It's just a very quick way of, without studying your colour wheel and learning colour theory and figuring out in your paint collection what paints do I need to do this. It's a very quick way of taking all that thinking away. I need to do like a dark orange colour. What I need? Okay, I need this kind of colours. Brilliant. It gives me an idea. If I'm using Citadel paints, I've already got them. I know which ones to get. If you are using Citadel paints, then what makes it even better is you've got, it might have a minute. You might be painting a specific miniature. See, I'm painting the big space tortoise here. That's a beautiful kid. Look at that space tortoise. See, I'm painting that. It gives you a simple breakdown. Like it says, right, these bits are brilliant blue. Here's all the colours you need. These bits are coral orange. Here's all the colours you need for that. And it gives you a really simple breakdown, a quick sort of reference guide. But the real thing about this app, if you are using Citadel paints, is the inventory. You can quickly see what paints you've got and what paints you haven't got. So I can see right now, these are all the paints I've got in my collection. Brilliant. However, I need to get Alatoc Blue. I haven't got Alatoc Blue. I'll add it to my wish list. My wish list is over there. I walk into the store and I see I need to buy Alatoc Blue. I buy it. And I'll just take that off because I don't need that now. Remove from wish list. There you go. So it's a really handy way if you're just going to think, right, what do I need to paint now? I need 5 or 6 colours. And when you're going through some of the colour guides, you can mark these. So if I go back to look at the Space Turtle, and it says, right, for Coral Orange, I need Pallid Witch Flesh. Well, I can see on here, Ushabti Bone I've got, because that's in my paint list. Fuegan Orange, I have actually got. Don't know why I've not got that. I've got that. Ushabti Bone I have got, but Pallid Witch Flesh I haven't. So I can add it to my wish list. And when I go back to the store, I can walk into my wish list. I can go into my wish list and say, right, I need to buy today, please, this. So that's why I love this app. So yeah, get yourself... I'll just close that down. Get yourself the Citadel Paint app. It's absolutely free. There's no reason not to have it. And trust me, it'll, even if you're not using Citadel paints, it just takes all the thinking away from colour theory. So while you're still learning how to brush paint, you cannot have to figure out how to work out colours. It'll do all that for you. Later on, you can take more time to learn colour theory if you want to. But it's just a great way. It's like stabiliser wheels, takes all that thinking away. Now, what's been going on in the chat while I've done that? Scott Sutherland's in, welcome. I'm going to Telford, going to be a hell of a journey though. Yeah, you're coming from Orkney. Scott's coming all the way from Orkney, so somebody better buy him a beer or a burger or something when he gets there. The paint would scrape on a real Gundam if there was such a thing, says Tony Blackwell. Aye, well there you go then, you see. You might be able to, there's a thing about paint scraping off a Gunpla build. If you're doing a lot of weathering, you might be able to disguise it with weathering. Why am I thinking of Madonna when you say strike a pose, says Smoo? Bless. I started in a store, says Adrian Levy, and then moved to head office in IT. Oh, imagine working for, even just working in IT, all the access to all the goodness that you could get your hands on. If I worked at Games Workshop, like in head office, my productivity would be just rubbish. I'd be too busy, unless I was like, you know, working in the paint team or something. Then it wouldn't be rubbish. Just found out my local Warhammer shop is taking on a new member of staff. Was thinking of going for it till Ian, the manager, told me it was only 20 hours a week, not full time. Dave, 20 hours. Well, you know what? I do that job for 20 hours a week. It helps supplement this income that I do. Chris says send Tommy in. Tommy's his son. And Dave says, no, they love him in there. It makes me spend money. Tony Blackwell says the Great Atuin. Yeah, for the Great Space Turtle. I love that kit. I'll have to get that kit at some point. I'm not into Age of Sigmar, but I do like the Giant Space Turtle. Scan my few paints. Oh, that's the other thing. That paint app, by the way, you can also point your camera or your phone or whatever at something. Like you could point it at, I don't know. I could point it, I'll find something. I could point it at that. And I could scan that red and it would tell me what colours are the closest match to get that red. So it's a really handy colour. I think you can also, if you've got a paint, you can also scan in the barcode, and or you can just scan the bottle and it'll tell you. It'll add it to your wish list and things like that. Earl D says he lives in Telford and he can't go to the model show because his boss changed his shift. Oh, bad boss. Your boss is the worst boss in the world. You need to shoot your, but no, you don't need to shoot your boss. You need to fire your boss. That's the word I was looking for. Jeez. Careful now. I don't want to say the wrong words. Right. Oh, clunk. Right, where are we anyway? So yes, I was going to be going to Telford, but I'm not this year now. But no biggie, no biggie. There's always next year. Right, so we've done in there. I'm not going to... Don't want to paint the lights. Yeah, we'll paint the light fittings, just to get a base coat on there of the silver. There'll be other things to go. What I'm not doing is object source lighting. I'm not doing that because I suck at it. And I know I suck at it. I don't deny that I suck at it. When I try and do OSL, it just looks like I've painted something really badly. It doesn't look like a light, it just looks like a blob of paint. Painted to look like a light, which kind of defeats the purpose, really. So I'm just going to get a base coat of the lead belcher on these light fittings. I'll worry about the lenses on the lights later. I'll just paint them as powered down. Doodle doodle doo doo doo. A little bit of water. So Smoo, you're making that big 1/16 truck, which is huge. Do you get a driver with it? Do you get a figure with it? If not, I assume you can get like 1/16 truck drivers and stuff. Because I tell you, I mean, that'd be great fun. Just painting a 1/16 figure would take me a week. So how building and painting in a massive truck would take me forever. While I'm doing this, just a reminder, don't forget, of course, that you can, I do depend on my lovely followers for support, because this is my income. So if you'd like to help keep this channel supported, you can pop along to patreon.com/modelmakingguru. There's a link on the screen there. That's my Patreon page. You can support this channel for as much or as little as you like a month, and all support is gratefully acknowledged. There are some benefits to being a patron. Various different benefit tiers, and if you're a top tier patron like George and Jordan, that actually nets you a master grade Gunpla every 12 months, painted up to maximum skill level, or you can make a Warhammer kit if you prefer. I can do a Warhammer kit for you, but there are various tangible rewards for every tier, but all support is gratefully accepted, and it keeps the channel going, because this is my job, this is my income. So all support is gratefully acknowledged. I make a little tiny bit through YouTube, but not massive. And my support of my patrons and other bits and bobs is what keeps this channel, keeps the lights on, keeps me making videos. Otherwise I'd have to go and get a job, and therefore I'd be like one video a month. Although at the moment that's kind of what I've been doing because of summer weather and then Mama Fox being poorly sick. But you know what I mean. So if you would like to help, just pop along to patreon.com/modelmakingguru. And don't forget, of course, Stream Boss Battle is still ongoing. If you want to try and get some of Aviad's health knocked down and increase your chances of becoming the new Stream Boss and winning 200 to 300 quid worth of Warhammer stuff, kits of your choice, then just do a super chat or a tip to the tip jar, which is streamlabs.com/modelmakingguru. Or if you're not subscribed already, just subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, takes a little bit of Aviad's health off, and that drops Aviad's health down. You can see it in the top left corner there, and if you get him off the top spot, if you beat him and get his health down to 0, you become the new Stream Boss, and all the money raised through the tips and through the super chat, that goes towards a Warhammer order of your choice. I basically go on, I say to you, what do you want from the Warhammer store? You say, I want this, this and this. I order it, and it's shipped to you free of charge. When Aviad won, he won about 280 quid worth of stuff. He got himself the Knights Renegade set, 2 Imperial Knights. He got himself the entire Kill Team set, the big full box set. He got a bunch of extra Kill Team cards, and he got some bits and bobs, tools and things. I think he got like the seam line, the mould line removal tool, because he won 280 quid. You basically win the budget, and then you can order what you want. So do get putting those tips and super chats and shizzle through, because you've got to be in it to win it. It's a long game, because obviously the more you put through a super chat or the more you put through as a tip, the more of Aviad's health comes off. So it might be that it takes weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of little tips and super chats, or somebody might just bop through a really big tip or super chat and suddenly bang, Aviad's not the boss anymore, and it'd be like, oh hello. That's what Aviad did. That's how he won. I was the Stream Boss, and there was I had about, I don't know, 10,000 health left, and Aviad was just like, you know what, Bosh, here's a massive big tip. Bing, I got down to 0. The funny thing was that everybody was talking about doing that, and Aviad just did it. He was like, you know what, Bosh, there you go. And within a week or so, he had 300 quid worth of Warhammer kits sitting on his table. I'll get these bits done. What time are we on? We are on 4 o'clock. I shall get these bits done, because we need to do the stickery giveaways and the Wheel of Giveaways. Wheel of Giveaways is back this week. What we'll be doing this week is finding out what the Wheel of Giveaways giveaway prize is, and then the winner will be revealed next week. Now remember, I said I'm doing these fortnightly now because it's too expensive for me to send a big prize every week, especially the size of some of these things I'm giving away. So yeah, it's going to be every couple of weeks. Now if you're one of my Gumpler followers, there is some Gumpler stuff in the prize bucket. There are some Gumpler things in the list of potential prizes, so stay tuned. It's not all Warhammer stuff. There's not a lot of Warhammer stuff, actually. It's mostly Gumpler and other bits. Doodle 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 doodle. Now, I'm not actually going to leave these exhausts as silver. They're going to be coloured other colours, but this is just a base coat upon which I can work. Chat doing. JS Idaho is off. We'll have to run, everyone. Have a great day and have good luck to those of you going to Telford. Thank you for coming in, JS. Don't forget to check back later to find out what the prize is for next week. I've decided what I'm doing with my furnace from Renegade. Space Steam Train. Cool, says Earl D. I've got the Renegade set, but I've got no interest in the furniture. No, in the scenery. So what I might do is just sell that bit off, or build it and paint it and sell it. Joe Bodie says, I hope your mum's going to be okay. My mama Fox is on the mend. She's fine. If you're pointing that to me. Smooth says the scan feature sounds cool. Yeah, it's really useful. It's not the best in the world, but it's really handy. And at the end of the day, the app's free. It doesn't cost you anything to have it. No Figures says Smooth for his truck, and Tony Blackwell loves 1/16 figures. Doodle doodle doo. Cy Reynolds is in. Hi folks. Hi Cy. Hey Dad, says Cy. If you ever enter a painting competition painting Nurgle, don't go off the grid and choose alternative colours, says LD. Yeah. Yeah. There are some people, some of the neckbeards will go, if you try and do your Nurgle and make them not standard Nurgle Vectorium colours, yeah, they'll just get shouted at. It won't end well. It's like entering a proper neckbeard Warhammer competition and painting your Space Marines in a made-up colour scheme. No. Oh, for those of you who are new to this series, if you haven't realised, I did say I'm painting my army, which is the unending forces of the Holy Contrivance. However, I never actually explained to you what that is. I ran a competition way back to find out what colour scheme I should paint my Warhammer army. It's all Imperial, so it's like Space Marines and Tempestus Scions and stuff. And I didn't know what colour scheme, so I said, right, what colour should I do? What colours? The winner is what I'm painting it. It will be a Warhammer Imperial Army, so Space Marines, Tempestus, Astra Militarum, painted on the theme of the Principality of Zeon from the Mobile Suit Gundam universe. So it's basically a Zeon Warhammer army. It'll all be varying colours. Not everything's going to be something you could point at and say, well, that's this and that's this. It's going to be on the theme of. So like this Taurox is Tempestus Scions. The Scions are going to be painted red, in red colours, and I'll explain that in a minute. But this is just going to be a grey colour, because I love sort of German grey type colour schemes. Because the Scions are serious business. They're not going for all this nonsense, bright blue colours and that kind of rubbish. They'll go for proper military stuff. But it's going to be all different colour schemes. There are going to be 3 Imperial Knights, and they're going to be done up as replacements. I came up with a whole load of storyline and fluff as to why this would happen. So it's not just pulled out my ass. There is actually a whole load of storyline. I'll explain it again someday. It's quite a long, drawn-out fluff. It all involves, like, you know, pocket universes and chunks of the universe entering a different universe and parallel dimensions and stuff. But anyway, suffice it to say, the Principality of Zeon wind up in the Warhammer universe. They're given an ultimatum to join the Empire, the Imperium of Man, or be destroyed. They decide to join. All their heretical technology is taken away and replaced with Imperial existing technology. And so things like Zaku's and mobile suits are removed, but they gain Imperial Knights instead. So I'm going to have 3 Imperial Knights on my army. There's going to be a Zaku, which I've already built and painted, which is battered and scruffy, and it's green and it looks minging. It's not looked after. There's going to be a Goof, which will be all blue colour scheme. Not done that one yet. And that'll be a little bit weathered. And it'll have lots of like Ramba Ral signage on it and stuff. And then last of all, one of the Imperial Knights will be a Char's Zaku Imperial Knight. And that will be pristine clean. It'll have nice shiny inner frame, and it'll be shades of red and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a Principality of Xeon themed Imperial army. That's the idea. And so far, what have I done so far? So far, in this ongoing chapter story, I've painted my Imperial Knight. I've painted a load of Admech. I can never remember what the hell they're called. Skitarii Rangers. That's what I've painted. Painted a load of Skitarii Rangers. They were in a green colour scheme to match the Zakus. I've painted a squad of Primaris Marines. They were painted in green Zaku colours. So they're basically, their armour is painted to look like a Zaku. Different shades of green and black. We have, what else have I done? I think that's it so far that I've actually painted. I think I've built a lot of stuff. I've got tons of Tempestus Scions to paint. They're a pig to build, but they look great. They're going to be painted in a red colour scheme to match Char's Zaku, so they'll almost be like perhaps Char's personal force. And I am going to bend canon a little bit in that everything will be marked up with decals for Principality of Xeon, but when it comes to Char, there'll be a bit of sort of canon breaking, time breaking. That will be the new Neo Xeon. So that's, I know that's like a whole different time frame. So, for example, Char will have Neo Xeon signage on his vehicle, on his Zaku, whereas everybody else will just have the Principality of Xeon. And that's why Char will have his own little personal army of Tempestus Scions, because Neo Xeon. Anybody into Gunpla will know exactly what all of that means. Anybody else will be like, I don't know what any of that means. Hang on. Right, Chris next door is calling Mum again. I'm just going to let Mum know. Hang on. Right, just shouted Mum, because Chris next door was shouting. Apparently, we're being given food. He is providing us with, I guess it's a Sunday lunch again. I guess they've done a Sunday roast. Oh, that'll be nice later on. Thank you, Chris, and everybody next door. Yeah. They are a lovely couple next door. Right, so we need to get some weaponage painted up. What are we on? 16, 18. Let's take a break and do some stickery giveaways and things. Doodle-doo. Right, let's have a look and see. I'll be getting roast dinner smells from downstairs now for about the next hour and a half. Might be a short show, this one. Right, let's see what everybody's doing. So, Smooth says about his big truck build. As I say, a very basic, badly moulded monogram 1972 kit, RRP 90 quid, but got it for 45. In my opinion, not worth 90 squids. Oh, it's an old kit then, isn't it? You kind of, if you're buying an old kit like that, you kind of know what you're getting in for. So you kind of take those as challenges rather than bad things. There are old kits that I've built, and I'm like, I know it's an old kit, I know it's going to have problems, but you know what? It's kind of fun to get around those problems. Not done it for a while though. It still looks great though, Smooth. Earl D said, brown, copper and gold, still all beat up, base is very Nurgle. Please show us your Zaku. Okay, hang on. As long as nothing falls off it. This is my Imperial Knight Zaku. Doodle-doo. So as you can see, it's a bit beat up. It's not meant to be nice and clean and shiny at all. And this is done as a knight errant. so it's nice and dirty and mucky. Hang on, just gonna give me 1 second, guys. Right, the quick update for you guys. I'm not going to do it now, but this is what we've just been given by our neighbours. One each of one of these. Full Sunday roast. Get in. You can have that back. Don't drop it.
I won't drop it. I'm going to eat it.
Full Sunday roast each. So thank you very much to Chris and Sue who live next door to us. Wow, that's my dinner taken care of. Oh, smells great. Right, where was I? Yes, this is my Imperial Knight. So it's a bog standard knight errant. It's got the lowest point weaponry. And it's just meant to be mucky, dirty, knackered. I'll see if I can change the focus a bit for you. Hang on. Get the focus locked on that a little bit. There we go. Knackered and scruffy and battered and beaten. And it's a grunt suit, so it's not exactly well looked after. And just because it's me, I've had to put a little bit of a Metal Gear reference in there, just a little bit of an Easter egg there. So that's the knight. Now the goof will be very similar. It's just I actually bought the Renegade kit with 2 knights in rather than buying 2 of the new knights that have got all the more I can't remember what they're called, the big now powerful ones that are more powerful than these. Purely because the Renegade set was 2 knights and cost me 120 quid. To buy 2 other knights separately would be like almost 200 quid, and I can't afford to do that when I can buy just a pack of 2 knights. And of course, because it's a Zaku, it's got 2 eyes, unfortunately, but they are painted red. You can see in there. So it's got the red not mono eye. So that's the knight. It's sort of slightly magnetised. The pauldrons come off just because they're held on by friction. That's got a magnet. That's the only magnet. I made the mistake of gluing everything together, so I can't fit that in a box now. But the arms come off for shipping and packing. But I can't get this in doesn't fit in my skirmish case. So yes, the goof will be a lot less weathered. Goof won't be quite as scruffy and battered. I'll put this back in the cupboard. The goof will be a bit cleaner because Rambaral looks after his goof. Because as we know, Rambaral's goof is no Zaku, boy. It's no Zaku. And then of course Char's will be nice and shiny and clean and red. But I painted that in the garden over the summer when it was too hot to work in here. I just sat in the garden and painted that. Where are we? Where's your primary place to play? Mate's house or game shop? Says Daddy066. Welcome, by the way, Daddy066. I've never played. Not yet actually ever played. I really want to. I've made the terrible mistake. I'm good mates with the manager at my local store, and I know a few people. So my plan is to get some dudes painted up and go to my local store and get taught how to play there. Because I don't know anybody that actually plays, apart from one guy who lives local to me. Couple of guys. Don't know anyone that actually plays. So my plan is to go to the store and have a few introductory games and learn that way. There's a couple of guys that I know. The problem is that I keep all the stuff I've got. I keep painting all the things I don't have a codex for. So I painted all my Space Marines. Haven't got a codex for them yet. I painted my Imperial Knight. Haven't got a codex for it yet. I've got the Astra Militarum codex, and I've got the codex for the Death Korps of Krieg because I've got some Death Korps of Krieg dudes. I've got the codex for those 2. And then I keep not painting those 2. So I will get my Scions painted up, or my Death Korps of Krieg, probably my Scions, because I've got this to go with them. Get my Scions painted up, and then go to my local store and have a game there. Because unfortunately I don't know anybody local, save for 2 people that aren't really local. I just know them from, say, the Boom Hut or something, so I don't know them personally. So we'll probably just meet up at the store and play. But yes, I would love at some point to be able to know people in real life so we can go around to somebody's house and have a game or that kind of thing. That'd be cool. Have we done giveaways, says Andy McLeish? Not yet. I'm going to do it in a second. Love it, says Joe Bowditch. Yorkshire pudding, yes. I have grand news, says Andy McLeish. What's the grand news? Looks like it should be holding a few hellhounds by chains, says Daddy066. The kind of pose I did, I decided to make the pilot a Mancunian. And he's kind of got this, like, come on then, kind of arms back, hand open, like, come on then, have it, you know what I mean? Like he's like challenging you to a fight. All the Zakus, by the way, all the knights, the knight Zakus, will have a slappy hand, a power fist type slappy hand, thunder fist, whatever it's called, because it's like a Zaku. So there'll always be one hand and then the other weapon. They won't have 2 weapons. So there you go. Andy McLeish Fox, I sent you a question. Did you include your address? Is this where you have to go, oh wait, what? Did you include your address? Dave Barker says, you know me, but I'm not coming all that way just for one game. Yeah, because I'd whoop your ass anyway. Carl is in. Carl at Maker Models is in. Welcome. Happens to look just as we start doing the giveaways. I like that. I like your timing. Right, let's do some giveaways. I'm just thinking about roast Sunday dinner now. Yeah, my attention might now wander. So, I'm going to do some giveaways. Do 3 as always. 1, 2, 3. And what I've started doing is actually writing people's names on the back. Partly to remind me how many I have to do, and partly because it's funny, because then when, like, I'll send a sticker with Bob written on the back, and I'll send it to Dave, or I'll send a sticker to Ted with, like, Jeff written on the back, and things like that. Have any of these got anything written on the back? Not yet. Right. So we're going to do three giveaways. Let's have a look. What's the chat doing? Oh, I can smell roast. Right, show's over. Going now. Bye. No, I'm not really. Right, so let's do some questions. Now, I did get some questions from you guys in chat. So let me have a look on the emails. And see. I'm going to turn my keyboard up. Right, so we have a few. Just want to make sure it's not anything as I'm showing on screen. I don't want people's email addresses and things showing on screen. Right. Oh, it's Chris. Right. First question. And what you need to do before we do this, I need you to refresh the screen. I'm going to ask you a question, and then you need to type the answer in. The first one to type the correct answer in chat wins a sticker, which are just off screen. Wins a sticker. Now, I see the chat differently to you guys. I see the chat as YouTube actually receives it. So if you're first on your screen, doesn't mean you're first in real life. But what you need to do first is refresh your browser right now and then drag the slider across to the right. So refresh your page, drag the slider across, because video and audio are usually out of sync by now. So do that now. Do it now. Do it now. Now. I'll give you a few moments. 1 moment, 2 moments, 3 moments. Do. Right, we're all dragged and refreshed and everything else. Right, first question. This is a question from Chris Williams at Gross Models in chat, one of your moderators. He's only little, but he's lovely. And he asked me a question. He asked a question, and I hate him instantly. Well, it's not about Jar Jar Binks, so I'll let him off. Everybody ready? Right, okay. He says, what was the title of the 3rd Michael Bay Transformers film? Go. The 3rd Michael Bay Transformers film. First answer to get it right wins a sticker. Jar Jar Binks, says George Gabriel. Buh. Yorkshire Puffin. Jar Jar next week, says Gross Models. Shut up. Dark of the Moon, says Gaz Vickers. That is indeed the correct answer. So Gaz Vickers, well done. You have won yourself an sticker. Now, there's no guarantee you'll get that actual sticker. You know, George, I think George or Aviad won about 13 stickers last week, so you might get one of those. It just means I've got a sticker set aside for you. You might not get that one. Some of you, there are stickers in there where I've had to write a little note on the back, like one of them says, "Arse, I'll be back in a minute," because my camera went off or something, so some of you might get that. Damn it, says James Larimore. Dunkle Gelb, says Jamie Bone. I like the cut of your jib, sir. So well done. Chris says he doesn't want a sticker, so I'll delete that email. There you go, gone. Bye. Dave Weiserum Gumbarker has a question. Dave, you didn't include the answer in your email. I don't know the answer to your question. Just spoon. I won't ask you that question because you didn't include the answer. Dave. I don't know. You're being special now, aren't you? If you're going to send me a question and answer, I kind of need the answer as well. It's special. Hang on, here goes. Ding, the answer to my question is, right, there we go. You're special. Right. Okay. Right, so we will now ask the question that Dave sent. Now he sent me the answer. Okay, right, here we go. I don't know where he's got this from, but it's probably somewhere. Remember, I don't check these answers, I just assume they're correct. So Dave asks, what is the age restriction on buying Games Workshop paints. Go. I'll just double check actually. What is the age restriction on buying Games Workshop paints? Everybody's going, oh, Dave. It's lower than I thought, actually. Scott Sutherland says 12, and Scott Sutherland would be absolutely spot on in saying 12, because that's what Dave said the answer was, eventually. So, well done. Well done, Scott. I've got your address anyway, but do me a favour and just pop me a little email with your name. And, oh, yeah, to Gaz as well. Send me an email to Foxx. Where's the address? Foxx@modelmakingguru.com with your name and your address, and tell me that you won a Model Making Guru sticker. Scott, I've already got your address, but send it to me anyway, because the email is my reminder to tell me to do it. If I don't see an email in my inbox, I don't know I need to send you a sticker. So, Scott Orkney. There you go. That's not guaranteed at all to be the sticker you receive through the post. Somebody will get it. It might be you. It might be you. Ooh, get you, Scott, says Dad. Lol, total guess, says Scott. I would have thought it'd be like 18 or something, but it's 12 apparently. 45, says Carl at Making Models. Then you can afford them. Maybe it's just glue that's 18. Right, one more sticker. One more sticker. Have we got another question? No, none of those guys wanted a sticker, so that's kind of good. Okay, right, we've got a question. This is kind of amusing. Question from Andy McLeish, who hasn't included his name and address, so I assume he doesn't want another sticker. He's got a million stickers anyway. Andy McLeish, everybody ready? All I can smell downstairs is roast... Oh, I can smell roast beef. I'm going to have to make some gravy. Unless they've sent a boat of gravy over with it as well. I'm tempted to sit here and eat it while you watch, but I wouldn't do that to you. I would do that to you, actually. I would totally do that to you, but I wouldn't. I would, completely. Right, question from Andy McLeish. And this question is very simple, very straightforward. Here's the question. It's ironic because I was about to do this anyway. What does Fox write on his hand when he runs out of questions? Go. What does Fox write on his hand when he runs out of questions? Bum, says Joe Bowditch. I like that. Adam Clark says numbers. Straight in. Well done, Adam Clark. You win a sticker. Adam Clark. No E. There you go, Adam. That is in no way at all guaranteed to be the sticker you receive. You might get that one. You might get Gaz's. So well done to you three. That is the 3 stickers we have been giving away today. Cool, brilliant. Right, I'll put them into the pile of stickers. Now, if you've not seen one of these before, and especially for like the giveaway prize, which we'll do next week, which we'll do in a minute, I don't send these out straight away the next day. I don't run down to the post box or to the post office. I tend to go to the post office once or twice a month. So don't panic if you don't receive these straight away. I do them all in bulk. I've got a few from last week to send out. So towards, the middle or the end of November, these all go out, or maybe even next week. It depends when I have to go to the post office. I'll take them with me. Some of the UK ones, because the post box is right at the end of my street, some of the UK ones, I might get them out quicker, because it's literally 5 doors down from my house. But for anybody outside the UK, don't panic if they don't. It might take a week or 2 to get to you, because I build them all up in bulk. Sometimes I wait till we've got some like Wheel of Giveaways prize to send at the same time. Also, I need to have the money in my account so I can pay for all the shipping and stuff like that. So there you go. Right, so well done. They're in the pile. Now, Dave says the phone number of the bird that works in the chip shop was the last number he had on the back of his hand. No, trust me, not the woman that works in my local chip shop. That wouldn't be a number I'd ever write down. No. Right, where are we? So, what's next? Well, it is time. It is time for something that's awesome. And I'm going to see if I can get the music to play at the right time. Because it is time for the Wheel of Giveaways. Yes, it's back. Wheel of Giveaways is back. Now, if you don't know what this is Happy Face Times. Basically, thank you to, or because of, and thanks to many of my followers, and some things I bought myself, I have a huge stash of kits and goodies and treats and all kinds of things to give away as prizes. Some people have sent me some insane stuff. In the big stash, there's things like a Verkar Master Grade New Gundam. There's a 1 something scale, really big Messerschmitt I sent away last week. I sent out the big... Ooh, my pen's coming apart. I sent out a big Meng French tank just a week and a half ago. That's probably worth about 80 quid. So thanks to the kindness of loads of my followers, there's a whole mess of prizes. Now, I've not got all the prizes on the wheel right now. There's 2 boxes of more prizes in storage in the front room, but I can't have everything in one place because I'm opening things all the time. So I have a small amount of the prizes on the wheel at the moment, and each time we do one of these, we'll spin the wheel, we'll see what the prize is, we'll give the prize away next week, and then we'll get a prize from the stash and we'll add it to the wheel. So there'll always be like 5 or 6 or 7 on here, and we'll just keep topping it up. Now, I occasionally buy things to put in the wheel of giveaways myself. But if you would like to provide stuff for the wheel of giveaways, you're more than welcome. But we'll talk about that when we've done the wheel of giveaways. So what do? Basically, we simply spin the wheel, and the wheel will tell us. I need to burp. Excuse me. Excuse me. The wheel will decide what we are giving away. Speedy Q8 says, "Hi all, very late, was asleep. What did I miss? Missed the sticker giveaways, but you've not missed the wheel of giveaways." So all we need to do is spin the wheel and see what we're going to give away. Now, if you've not watched this before, cover your ears because there's now the most annoying sound in the universe and it's really loud and I can't change it. So, are we ready? Have I got the thing ready? Right. Are we ready to spin the wheel? Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! I hate that noise. All I can smell is roast beef and Yorkshire pudding from downstairs. Oh! This week, the winner is... Spooks. Ooh, right. Okay, let me come back to you guys. I shall play the finished... Oh, where's the thing gone? Oh, I've not planned this. Right, I shall play the shutting down that screen music. That will start in a moment. I've really got to coordinate that to be a bit faster and more efficient. Right, so this week's prize is Spooks. What is Spooks? Spooks is the entire 3-book set of Gaunt's Ghosts. It's a Warhammer book set. Gaunt's Ghosts. The Founding. It's probably very expensive. Some of these books I was given to give away are massively expensive. Let's have a look at one of them. This is Gaunt's Ghosts First and Only by Dan Abnett, one of the well-known Warhammer writers. I don't think these are any limited edition ones, but it's the box set of all 3 books. Let's have a quick read. It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 centuries, the Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and a master of 1,000,000 worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies. He is a rotting carcass, writhing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrion lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day, so that he may never truly die. Yeah, there's lots more like that. they're all really chunkily written. So it's a whole 3-book set. That's really, really nice. I've been tempted to actually read through these before we give them away, but I haven't. So yeah, that's the 3-book set of Gaunt's Ghosts. This can be yours. And it's kind of apt that it does it around about Halloween. It chooses the ghosts. It was completely random, but quelle coincidence. So, if you would like to win that box set of Gaunt's Ghosts, time to learn to read proper English, says Earl D. No, it's a Warhammer book. It's not proper English, trust me. It's not actually very good. If you would like to win that 3-box set, all you need to do is wait till this show is finished, at which point this will become a regular video on my channel. It'll also be in the playlist. There is a playlist for Warhammer Sundays if you want to find it, where all the Warhammer Sundays issues go. When this becomes a normal video, about 10 or 15 minutes after the show finishes, all you need to do is go and find this show, today's show, and put a comment on there. And I want to know an amusing fact, doesn't have to be true, amusing but not necessarily correct fact about ghosts. There you go. Ooh, spooky. It's kind of weird. It's Halloween, and it's not really Halloween, but you know what I mean. So yeah, give me an amusing but not necessarily true fact about ghosts. And I will pull a winner at random next week, and that winner will win that 3-book set. So good luck to all who enter. You can, if you've not seen one of these before, I don't care where you are, enter anyway. I'll send it anywhere. I'm quite happy to send it anywhere. It doesn't matter. As long as you're not like in, North Korea or Antarctica or space. I'll send it to anyone. So there you go. Well done. I'm saying well done. Nobody's won anything yet. So that's the prize for next week anyway. Gaz Vickers says, let me know if you want postage, buddy. If you're in the UK, it'll cost me a stamp. I wouldn't worry about that. And when I'm talking about like when I send prizes out and stuff. I used to do the wheel of giveaways every week, but it got to the point where I was spending up, you know, it could be up to 100 quid a month on posting big prizes out. So I can't keep that going. So that's why it goes to every 2 weeks now. But no, I'm not gonna charge people postage for stuff. And that's that one. So what I will do for next week, obviously, we'll pull the winner, and then the week after next, we'll do another wheel of giveaways. I'll add something to the wheel of giveaways and take that one off. And yes, I really wish I could get the music to be a lot faster, but it's just, that's the way it works, unfortunately. I can't read any pictures, says Smoop. No pictures in this one. Just imagine lots of shooting and blood and... Ghost Lyle must have, says Ghost Lyle. Well, you know how to win, Ghost Lyle. Andy McLeish, I'm getting a secondment at work, meaning if I do good, I get a promotion. Cool. Nice one, Andy. Well done. Dave Barker says that was definitely influenced by Nagash Ghosts, and it's nearly Halloween. I know. It's weird, isn't it? Because it could have been a Messerschmitt, or it could have been a Gundam thing, or it could have been all kinds of things in there, and it just happens to pick the one that's about ghosts and ghoulies. I know that ghosts are apparently scared of Chuck Norris, says SpeedyQ8. Well, you need to put it in the comments, not in the chat. If you want to win. If you want to win. Right, so that's the giveaways. What time are we on? 4:41. Oh. I am really fighting the urge to just stop this stream right now and go and eat all the roast beef in the world. But I will, for you guys, I will make that sacrifice. I will carry on. Joe Bowditch says, should have been at college 20 minutes ago. Education's for chumps. Don't worry about it. It's only facts. You can learn them on the internet. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Nobody will notice. Unless it's obviously something important. Like, you know, medicine. Studying to be a doctor, you kind of need to go to the college. Been here at Evoke for 2 hours, says Paul Di Tommaso, and I already want to go home and go to bed, still suffering from a cold. Yeah, I get... I've not had a cold for a while, luckily, but I'll tell you what I do get, because I wear my headset, my magnifier headset, so I can see things, because I've got old man eyesight, and a couple of hours of wearing this, and I'd start getting headaches from hell. I need to come up with alternatives, really, but there you go, like, you know, maybe get my eyes tested. Right, we were painting metallic-y things, weren't we? So what we're going to paint? We're going to paint... I'm going to paint... I don't know, we're going to paint the inside of this turny wheel, but not the whole turny wheel. Because we'll do some chipping on that later. Yes, it's going to be a while before I ever get to play my army. I was hoping to have played by now, because I've never actually played Warhammer. Not ever. I really got into this, I've only been doing it for about a year. I really got into this just through the model making side of it. With no real interest in the game, and then thought, you know what, actually I'd quite like to give the game a try. And then for some dumbass reason, like a schmuck, I decided to just make an entire army. Before I even played the game, so I don't even know if I like playing the game. I might not enjoy it at all. But then I'll have an army. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Don't forget, of course, folks, I mentioned it at the start, but you may not be aware. Once this stream is finished, I will be returning at 9 PM GMT, Chris. 9 PM GMT, because I'm trying out YouTube's premiere feature, which is where I take a pre-recorded video, like a normal video, like you always see. It's a normal pre-recorded video, but I can premiere it so that we can all sit down and watch it together. So 9 PM tonight on this very channel is the premiere of the next instalment in the Games Workshop. No, the Warhammer. Oh God, I can't get my words out. Warhammer. What's it called? Warhammer Conquest. Can't remember what it's called then. I've got parts 4, 5 and 6, so I've done the buildy for those. So 9 PM tonight, that episode will launch. It's just a new thing where instead of just like uploading the video and then bang, it's on, what it does instead is it uploads the video but it launches at 9 PM, and you actually have live chat. You have a live chat going on while it's showing. So it means that we can hang out in chat together when the episode gets broadcast, just for the first premiere, and then once it's done, it just becomes a normal video then. So I thought I'd give it a try, because it'd be nice to actually sit and see, have been talking to you guys while you're watching the episode, because I know you all watch my stuff, but I've no idea, and you leave comments and things, which is cool. But it'd be interesting to just actually have a live chat going while you're watching a regular episode. It's not a live stream, so I won't be on the video. The video is pre-recorded. I did it all yesterday, the day before, but it's just it's a video with a live chat. So, and unfortunately, I did that and then totally forgot, of course, that Chris has his little sort of knockoff Warhammer Sunday stream at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Yeah, I totally forgot that. Yeah, that was a bit of a boob. I mean, it might be. Normally what I do is when a video goes up, I put it into early access for patrons, so they see it for a week, and then everybody else sees it like a week later. But what I might start doing for some things, like that Warhammer Conquest, because it's aimed at absolute beginners and they're unlikely to be my patrons anyway, is just do that as a premiere, because then people can watch it and ask questions at the same time. So now, it's not going to be the most exciting video tonight, because it's just building the figures. I was going to do a build and paint of issues 4, 5 and 6 in the whole show, but I got to 45 minutes and it was just the building, so I'm like, okay, we'll do the painting in the next episode. And do be aware, it is aimed at the absolute beginner. I mean, real 10 minutes spent explaining how to cut stuff off a sprue, so it's more of just a social event. If it works and it seems popular, I'll probably do it for more things. Not permanently, because I'll still do a lot of stuff early access for patrons. So there'll kind of be like 4 different types of video. There'll be patron early access videos, which go live for patrons and then a week later go live to everybody else. There'll be premiere videos, which are just available to everybody, but there'll be a live chat during the first premiere showing. There'll be Patreon exclusive videos, which you can only see if you're a Patreon supporter, and they'll be locked to only be visible by people through Patreon. And then there'll be the odd other kind of video that just goes up straight away, and that's things like, you know, the mystery noms and stuff like that, or just little silly mail unboxing, mailbag videos and stuff. We might premiere those. We might just put them up. It's only little silly things. They're not proper big boy videos. Now this is a little bit scruffy around the edges here on this paint job I'm doing here, but I'm not too fussed. There's a few bits where I've gone over with the paint, but that's fine, because this is going to get a shade over it anyway, and that'll cover up any grievous errors. Tip when you're doing things like this, when you're painting raised surfaces like this, don't worry too much about being super neat. Because yes, you can go back and touch things. I could go back with the grey and touch in other bits where I've got the metallic, but there will be a shade, and it will kind of cover that up. I don't know whether to paint the other bits metallic though, because I like the look of just the metallic bit with the rest of it being grey, but I'm tempted to do the whole thing. I don't know, chat. What do you reckon, model making family? Should I? Here's a question for you. Should I keep it with the silver trim and then the grey bit in the middle, or should I just paint the whole thing silver, because I have shades and dirt and weathering on it, or should I go all Rolls Royce and have the whole thing silver? What do you think? Should I leave it like that, or should I have the whole thing silver? I'll give you a few moments to let me know while I have a swig of coffee. What's chat saying? Remember the Space Marine game? Oi, Space Marine, Space Marine, Space Marine, no Space Marines, orcs have limited vocabulary. I don't get that. Paul DiTomaso was another 9 hours to go. You have an 11-hour work day? What kind of day is that? Joe Bowditch says, have a lovely week, Fox. Bye. Thank you very much for coming in, Joe. I always miss people when they go and I don't get to say bye. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope we'll see you again next week. Do remember to like and subscribe. Press the little bell. Some of us orcs is more cleverer than that. We can count to many things, says Dave Barker. Yeah, just paint it red, mate. You'll be fine. Fox is having difficulty wording today. No, difficulty braining. I tell you what, I don't know why, but for like the last couple of months, when I'm filming things now, it seems to take a lot longer for me to get a take done. Because I'm going to do take after take after take. Where before I could just record, now it's like I have to do 15 takes. I just... Ugh. Gross Model says knock off when I call this programme a knock off. Humphrey says. Zadster's in. Afternoon all, he says. Hey Zadster. You missed the wheel of giveaways. But we're giving away, ironically, because it's Halloween, you can't really see it because it's too close, but we're giving away 3 Warhammer books, Gaunt's Ghosts, all 3 in a hard box. Warhammer book. That'll be the winner announced next week. You know what to do, stick a comment on the video when it becomes a video, this show, and just put a comment about an interesting but not necessarily accurate fact about ghosts. Them's fighting words, says George, when I said it was a knockoff. Damn, shots fired. He knows I'm only joking. Question, I know it's not E-Models time, but when is the deadline for the audition uploads? There isn't one. We're not going to shut it down ever. It'll always be open. We'll always accept submissions. And we'll just check them as they come in. So if you do one now, and we take you on, we take you on. If you do it in 7 months' time, we'll have a look. Because at the end of the day, we'll always want more people to come and help with the videos on E-Models. If we say you've got to get your video in by this date, that just means everybody will do it and that'll be it then, nothing after that. If we leave it open, then it means that somebody might come along in a year's time and say, oh, and put a video through, and then we can be like, yeah, we'll have you. So it'll never be closed, there's no submission date. We'll always constantly check it because we'll always constantly be up for... If somebody sends us a video 2 years from now and it knocks our socks off, we'll be like, do you want to make videos for us? If you're wondering what we're talking about, emodels.co.uk, my sponsors... Where's the... Which is covered up by Aviad's health bar, never mind. My sponsors. I make videos along with Chris from Gross Models and Ted from Skipper Ted. We make videos for them, like build videos and stuff. And we're looking for more people to join our little team of video makers. So pop along to... go to the eModels UK on the YouTubes. Or just go to emodels.co.uk into the website. There's a video on their page asking for people to submit little sort of demo videos so we can have a look and see what about. Check out your... Wow, really can't speak today. Spid was right. Do a little demo video so we can see whether you suck or not, basically. We don't want you just to clarify. You need to be in the UK or the EU, and you need to put a little few-minute video through that just shows us how you present things, a bit of your building skills, because we don't want to show and tell, we want do and tell. Because it's tutorial videos. So a little bit of your presentation skills and a little bit of editing in there so we can see your editing chops as well. But it's eModels UK on the YouTubes. I haven't got the exact channel link. Chris, if you could do me a favour, if you wouldn't mind just posting a link to the eModels YouTube channel in chat, because I can do it myself, but I'm not here right now, so what time are you starting at Gross Models? Oh, that's his stream tonight. Chris will be doing a Warhammer Sundays after hours stream later on. But yes, he was... I totally forgot. I didn't know he was doing one this week, and then I sort of scheduled my premiere for 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh. Let's have a look. Shiny silver would look wrong, wouldn't it, says Adster. It won't be shiny, mate. It'll be filthy and dirty, but it'll be like just... Because I've painted the bull bar. Painted the bull bar silver and given it a null oil wash. So it'll be dirty, grubby silver when it goes on the front. It's just, should I paint the whole thing that? Or shall I keep the grey interior bit with the metal on the outside? It will be dirty, don't worry. It won't be shiny. Chris is on at 8 o'clock. On Gross Models. That's where he's doing his little live stream. Probably only do an hour this week so I can watch the premiere and heckle. Yes, feel free. Paul Di Tommaso says he's on a 12-hour shift. Holy terror, model making guru. I just looked up the price of the Gaunt's Ghost box set to buy in case I don't win. Yep, how much is it? It's not cheap. Some of those book sets are not cheap. And they were sent to me, and it's like, wow. Wow. to give away, purely to give away. So I think was it Cy Reynolds? Was it you that sent them to me? I think it was Cy. Might have been Cy. I always apologise because I have so many things sent to me to give away that I lose track of who sends what off the top of my head. Might have been Cy. Sent me a load of books, and like some of them are limited editions and really, really expensive. Nim Cinder is going to head off to crash for a couple of hours and then go to work. Thanks for coming in, Nim. No, Chris, not emodels.co.uk or emodels. I mean the URL for YouTube, emodels YouTube channel, if you would please. Because I don't put them going to emodels. All you need stuff is buy there. I mean, obviously go there and buy things. I mean to watch the video about the subscribing to the video thing, the submitting to the video thing. So Chris will post in the link. Oh, George is off. Okay, I'm going to go move some stuff. See you back in 3 hours. Thanks, George. See you later, mate. £75 is the cheapest online for those books. Well, there you go. It's 75 quid for the books that you can win next week. Zadster says, you are Ted, and I claim my £5. Andy McLeish says, Ted at emodels, emodels.co.uk. As Chris says, oh, yeah, spoon. E-model should do mini e-models with kids presenting dressed as you guys, says LD. Well, Chris is only little, so 2 of us. Yeah, so Chris, if you could post up the link for the e-models YouTube channel, that would be most helpful. Have we decided yet? Are we doing this silver? We only had 2 answers. So we had all silver, all metallic colour, or we're going to have the grey interior. Let me know. There you go. Chris has popped up the link for eModels channel, so go along there. There is a video on there. I can't remember what I called it now. We need your help or something like that. It tells you what you need to do to submit a demo video to become an eModels video builder. Busted Metallics, says Andy McLeish. All silver, says Dad. Waiting for your answers. Ding, ding, ding. It won't be like this. It'll be busted and dirty and filthy. It'll be behind this. Behind this bull bar here. All silver, says Dad. Food time, catch you later, says Maker Models. Thanks for coming in, Carl. Gunmetal and whack it with null oil, says Dave. So lead belcher then. Do black spots to mimic bud splats. Yep. Oh, that'll be done afterwards. Don't worry about that. I'm just saying for the base colours. Don't want to make it metallic or a mixture. Oh, that's a link to the actual video, says Chris. There you go then. That's a link to the actual video that tells you what you need to do. You're whacking nothing, Dave. Is that all the answers then? Are we done? Are we going for all silver then, I think, aren't we? Right, I'm going to make an executive decision and say that you all decided to paint it all silver. There you go, that's my executive decision time done. So what I shall do... generally not the thing to have, done thing to have shiny metal military vehicles, even dirty ones. Yeah, but don't forget it's going to have like gold aquillas and stuff. It's got gold bling all over it, so it's a little bit of a metallic shine, a little bit of a silver coloured grille is going to be nothing compared to all the gold Aquila and thing all over it. Yeah, there's going to be gold trim on this, mate. This is Warhammer. Shop lost this week's conquest. Lucky my pal had a spare, says LD. Ooh. I think we're done. All silver but with bugs in the teeth. Works for me. Right, then to get a flat brush of flatness. Just because it makes painting a big flat area easier. Also, I don't want to gunk up the grill. And we'll just go on camera. That wasn't hard at all, that was it? It was dead easy, that was. Give it a second and give it an extra coating. Yeah, there'll be a gold aquila on there and on the sides here. And there's lots of little trim bits, we'll paint them gold. So it will have gold bling on it. It is a Warhammer vehicle after all. How can you lose Conquest? It's not a set of car keys. The Emperor demands a blingy vehicles. Bling strikes shiny fear into the hearts of the enemy, says Spid. Yes. And this is, remember, this is the Tempestus, who will be, in my build, will be red with gold trim. So, yeah. And they're the SAS types. So I'll do... Going to give that a blast with the hairdryer very, very quickly. One moment. There we go. Und now für den zweiten coat. You might wonder why I'm using this big flat brush, because it takes that long to paint. It's 1,000,000 times faster, and for big flat areas, flat brushes like this help actually reduce the amount of brush strokes you get, because it will dry a lot flatter. So that's that bit there. That looks pretty good to me. Again, it's going to have null oil and stuff all over it, and Agrax Earthshade and all the goodness, so it's not going to look that clean. Smooth says, catch you later, dudes. Thanks for coming in, Smooth. Keep playing with your big truck. I look forward to seeing it when it's all finished. Where are you going to put it? That's the other thing. Are you going to put it in a case, or are you going to... Well, asking you now. You're leaving, aren't you? Oh, I'll catch you later anyway. Thanks for coming in, dude. I learned I cannot read. Looked at a soda can and saw nutrition farts, not nutrition facts. Yeah, near enough. It's a soda can. There'll be no nutritional goodness in there at all. It's just made of death. Just accept the fact it's made of death. We shall do a second coat on the other bits. A little bit there. Doesn't matter how hard I try, you know. I can never get lead belcher looking like it does when Duncan or Peachy brush it on something. I can never get it looking that smooth. It always looks a bit grainy to me. I don't know. Have you noticed though, Warhammer TV videos, they're only ever in 720p. What's that all about? Why are they in such low resolution? It's like 2018 for crying out loud. 720p is Xbox 360 territory. And it's actually kind of good that Chris very kindly gave us that roast beef dinner. Because what it means is that instead of me finishing this stream and then going to make the tea, and then once the tea's been made, it's around about time to eat the tea. And then once I've eaten my tea, it's about time to do the premiere show at 9 o'clock. What it means now is that I can finish this stream, go and eat me roast beef tea, and then play Red Dead Redemption 2 for a bit. And then, once that's been done, then I can do the show tonight at 9 o'clock. Because I don't have to go and make the tea. Whee! I miss these handles on the front. It's so you can't see the grainy on the lead belcher, says Tony Blackwell. Yeah, maybe that's why they film at 720p. Although I do kind of think they should have really moved the camera for Peachy being left-handed, and the camera's in just the wrong place. And I love Peachy to bits, but I can't watch him paint. Because he's just like, everything's done really quickly and with the brush, and it's like, it's not a relaxing watch at all, watching Peachy paint. Watching Duncan paint is always a relaxing thing to watch. But watching Peachy paint, oh, it's just not, it doesn't relax me at all. It's almost stressful. I mean, I'm not knocking the end results, don't get me wrong. But he's like, Duncan's like a Zen master and Peachy's like a more utilitarian application method, but it still looks great at the end, but it's just like stressful to watch. Paint silver bits, let's paint some silver bits, which will be covered up with weathering and mud, and therefore probably won't even show up as silver bits. Go on, love, show us your silver bits. Nice. Now I'm going to go to great pains to paint the underside here and to get all the weathering and stuff on the underneath, and I don't know why, because nobody will ever see it, because it will come out of the box, out of the transport box, onto the table, and then that's all they'll ever see. Seems a bit silly really, but hey. Bum, 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 bum. There are some bits I'm going to paint metallic, but I'm going to do it off camera because they're small and I need to be paying attention when I do it. So I'm not painting every single silver thing. Live on the telly tonight. Yes, the premiere show tonight. It's kind of beginner stuff. It's just assembling stuff. It's not anything you guys don't already know, so you don't have to come and watch it. So if you're watching Chris's thing, just hang around and watch Chris's thing. It's just if a few of you come in, it'd be kind of handy because at least I get to find out how this premiere thing works and what it looks like. It's more just a quick test, this one. Because if it's fun, then I'll stick with it because it's just a fun way for me to hang out. I need to repaint that. I made a right mess of that. Well, that went wrong. Oh. Splodge. If I can release a video and hang out in chat at the same time, that's kind of cool. I like that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's all beginner stuff. Stuff you guys all know anyway. Good. Oh, it's got a cool title sequence. I've revamped the title sequence a bit. Just a little bit. So that's worth checking out because awesome. I'll do this hammer. Mallet thing. And then I think we might call it a show. Because I'm just sitting here thinking about roast beef and Yorkshire pudding now, and I have to apologise, but I am but a man. I only have so much willpower. I'll paint the whole thing, and then I'll do weathering and brown on that later. I'll touch up the little top of the haft later on. Let's just get the metallic on there for now. Doopy doopy doop doo. Don't know why I'm whistling that or humming that. I'll repaint the wooden shaft for it later. I'm not too fussed about it right now. A few splobs of paint that went in the wrong direction, but that's fine. Because this will be really dirtied up, because it won't look like shiny metal when it's finished. It'll look like battered, dirty iron. But you've got to start with something, some colour. Right. There's a few more bits I need to do there, but we'll do those later. Right in the middle of your stream. The premiere looks cool. I'm going to try one sometime. Right in the middle of your stream, says Chris. Cool. Go for it, dude. Go for it. Go for it. Challenge accepted. Yeah, but you know when my streams are. I didn't know you were doing one this week. Right, where are we up to? Annie McLeish says Foxx. I don't know why. What did I miss? 720p isn't even Sky TV quality. It's so you can see the grainy on the lead belcher. I can't see the grainy. What a hard biscuit. Means they can be dunked better. Haha, you said dunk. Ildy, the paper palette is the trick. It is magic. This paper palette, I find it good for washes, for making like lamian medium and shade, like glazes and things like that, and thinned washes. I find it useless for mixing paint with you know, instead of a wet palette, because you get your paint on here, you go, right, I'm going to mix a paint this bit, and oh, it's dry. It dries up too fast. How Duncan can paint an Imperial Knight of a patch of paint that big, I think he's using a wet palette off the side. Because don't use this. Use one of these. I do use this purely for things like glazes, made I make a glaze or a thinned wash, but other than that, I just don't bother. If I want to get a shade out of the bottle and into a pile, I use that because you can't put it on there. Fox, smiley, 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 I don't know. Mind out of the gut at you, loon. I don't know what we're doing there. Duncan exudes an air of calm, almost but not quite Bob Ross-like. Yeah. 4, look at them silver bits. I need to clean mine, I think. The gutter, your mind, says Andy McLeish. What? I've lost now. Actually, it's because I don't pay attention to what I actually say, so I've already forgotten what I was talking about. Gotta go. Need to have some sleep for work later. Thanks all, says Rinks Near. Thanks for coming in, dude. See you again. Take your pick, lol, snort. Andy McLeish falls over. Careful, Andy. Where's the iPad? Going to get a VR headset and split screen yours and Chris's stream, one for each eye lens, says Spid. That could get wrong. I'm not as think as you drunk I am, says Andy McLeish. It'll do the Rocky Trumpet start. Steady now. Right, so I think what I'm going to do, what are we on? 10 past 5. It's a shorter show this week, but there is a whole beef and Yorkshire pudding dinner waiting downstairs that I can still smell. It's pushed me too far. I can't resist. I can't resist. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call the show there. Not done a lot. We've done some metallics. I've got a lot more to do, and there's bits and bobs. I'm going to try and get some time on this next week before we do the live show next week. So I'll have some other bits and bobs to do. Maybe do the chipping or something like that. There's tons to do on this. It's going to take me weeks. But thank you to everyone who's been watching. I need to, for once, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to tell you I'm doing it. I'm actually going to get everything ready, the music and everything, because I'm dead clever. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you to everyone who's watched. Thank you very, very much. I will see you a bit later on this evening at 9 o'clock on my channel if you want to come along and watch that premiere of the episode 3A of the Warhammer Conquest. I say you don't need to. It's really basic stuff, how to make a model, how to build stuff, snip stuff off the sprue. But there'll be a live chat, so hang out for the chat. It'll be good times. But I shall, if not, I shall see you tomorrow night on the eModels live stream at 9 PM on Monday for eModels with Chris and Ted. What else? I will try and get the 3B part of the Warhammer Conquest filmed early this week. It's only going to take me a couple of days, the painting part. Get that up and running. The Strike Rouge video that went up at end of last week should be up for non-patrons. When does it come up? It will be up on... Let me check. That will be up on... I don't know. That will be up on... Tuesday. That will go live. So if you're not a patron, you've been waiting for that. That should be up for everybody to watch on Tuesday. Part 4 of the Strike Rouge build. What else? That's kind of it. We're working on the Strike Rouge this week, and we'll be working on this on Saturday maybe, and some more of the Warhammer Conquest. So just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching. Do take care of yourselves. Remember, get your comment on this week on this show once it becomes a video, and I want to know your amusing but not necessarily correct fact about ghosts. You might be in a chance of winning those books. And until next week, thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. Yes, you there. Go be awesome. And I'll see you next week. Oh, hang on. What do I press? Oh, yeah. I forgot what I pressed now. Right. Catch you all next week. Hang on. I've got to press the... Where's the... Hang on. There.